So, my parents are slave owners.
Would you believe me if I tell you slavery still exists?
So unfortunately, I'm going to have to now arrest you on suspicion of keeping somebody in slavery and servitude under the Modern Slavery Act.
So listen carefully. Slavery is not dead. It is very much alive. It might have changed from a white master to an Arab Muslim master. It might not be between races anymore, but now it's part of the religious persecution.
In 2025, slavery didn't die. It just found a new home. From the deserts of Saudi Arabia to the glitzy towers of Dubai, modern-day slavery is alive and well. Protected by power, normalized by silence, and driven by systems rooted in Islamic nations that preach morality, but practice exploitation. Behind closed doors in these so-called custodians of faith, African women are tortured, trafficked, and treated like disposable property, bound by the kafala system, silenced by fear, buried without justice. And the world, quiet, because money speaks louder than human rights. So let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't tradition, this isn't culture, this is modern slavery, and it's time to speak up. 50 million. That's the number of people living in modern-day slavery today. And while the world scrolls through reels and debates AI, human lives are being bought, sold, and broken. And some of the worst abuses, they're happening under Arab Muslim masters in North and East Africa and across the glittering skyline of the Gulf.
So, my parents are slave owners. Let me explain. Growing up, we were always taught that slavery was a race issue. You know, white people using black people as slaves or other people of color. We never once realized that it could possibly be a class issue.
Dubai, once hailed as a futuristic paradise, but now facing a truth that's hard to digest. The number of Nigerian maids applying for work in Dubai has dropped drastically. And it isn't just economic shifts, it's fear. Fear of being trapped, fear of being abused, fear of becoming the next faceless victim of modern slavery. Take a closer look at Saudi Arabia. The New York Times blew the lid off a horrifying trend. 274 Kenyan domestic workers have died there in the past 5 years. Some autopsies reveal burn marks, electric shocks, others labeled as natural causes, but there was nothing natural about them. They were forced. Is that what they call starvation and beatings now? Modern-day slavery isn't an isolated issue. It's a systemic practice embedded in certain regions, particularly in some Muslim-majority nations, where structures are designed to exploit workers. The kafala system ties a domestic worker's life to their employer. No freedom to leave, no recourse. It's a legal leash. And it turns human beings into prisoners in foreign homes. This isn't just about Saudi Arabia or the Gulf. The same exploitation is happening across parts of Africa too. Right now, 7 million people across the continent are trapped in modern slavery. In Mauritania, Chad, Sudan, Niger, children are born into descent-based slavery, passed down like cursed heirlooms, entire bloodlines shackled by ancient injustice. In Eritrea, forced labor is institutionalized. In South Sudan, armed conflict fuels the trafficking of girls into forced marriages. Across Africa, 3.8 million are trapped in forced labor. In agriculture, fishing, mining, domestic work. Another 3.2 million, forced marriages, often girls as young as 13. Let's talk about accountability. Recruitment agencies promise dreams, but deliver nightmares. Some are even backed by state officials. They silence complaints. They profit off pain. Uganda was forced to act. It suspended its labor deal with Saudi Arabia. But will other African nations do the same? We're in 2025. But the practices we're witnessing are no different from what happened on slave ships centuries ago. Only now, the chains are digital. The abuse is outsourced, and the world is watching in silence. Modern slavery thrives on three things: poverty, desperation, and indifference. It's not just the traffickers who are guilty. It's every system that allows it, every government that ignores it, every silence that shields it. So ask yourself, how many more lives must be broken before we call this what it is? Not domestic labor, not migration issues, but modern-day slavery.